Hi everyone, and welcome to Jane Talks Trek, where I'll be talking about and reviewing an episode of the original series, The Next Generation, Voyager, Deep Space Nine, or Enterprise. Today I'm looking at Genesis from The Next Generation's 7th season, or as I like to call it, that time Picard needed to get more fish. This episode was requested by David S., who described it as a mixture of Threshold and Gremlins 2. So I just know we're going to be in for a trash time, so let's get going. We begin the episode in sickbay with Riker full of cactus prickles, Barclay being a hypochondriac and driving Beverly nuts, and Data bringing in Spot, who's expecting kittens. Turns out Barclay has the flu, so Beverly activates a gene to fight it and tells him to stop fussing. And we find out this lady Alyssa is also pregnant. And into the credits we go. The ship flies to a bunch of Rice Krispies and Worf is doing some tests with the weapons, but a torpedo goes rogue and they can't take Enterprise through all the asteroids, so Picard and Data take a shuttle to go after it. But first, Data hands Spot off to Barclay to supervise the birth in case he's not back from the mission in time. Worf is furious that his torpedo test went wrong and seems a little hostile, so Riker relieves him, but it doesn't help.
Do not approach me unannounced, especially when I'm eating.
And him and Deanna insult each other's dinner choices.
You're excused.
Worf stares at this lady's boobs and then rants about his shitty day, so Deanna tells him to calm down and get some rest. Worf and his beautiful hair run around his quarters and destroys his bed, while Barclay talks at 900 miles an hour to Riker, and Deanna feels really cold before heading to take a bath. Something has eaten through the floor, Geordi needs to take a break, so Barclay rushes off. On the bridge, Riker is experiencing memory loss, Deanna looks like she's competing in the Triwizard Tournament, and Worf goes full-on creeper and bites her, so she goes to sickbay. Beverly thinks it's a viral infection and pokes Worf in the neck goop, so he spits acid in her face and runs away. So Alyssa and Barclay report it to Riker, with 60 of the crew affected, and he admits he's struggling and puts Geordi in charge of tracking Worf down. Picard and Data's mission was a success, so they head back, but the ship is adrift and the life signs are all over the place. So they dock and nose around the bay, finding the power off, so they make their way through the ship, which is full of strange noises. They find reptile skin, which makes no sense, and break into Deanna's quarters, where she's all amphibious, so back in the bathtub you go. And this guy is dead, Jim. Nice death face. And Data discovers that everyone on board is infected. Riker is in Picard's ready room eating his fish. Hey, don't flip them the bird! And he attacks them, so Data shoots him.
I believe the crew is de-evolving.
One quick analysis later, and it's discovered that dormant genes have been reactivated, which has altered them at a cellular level. And Data tells Picard he's also infected, so have fun with that.
Before I begin swinging through the ship looking for breakfast, we'd better find some answers.
Data says they need to run some scans in his quarters in order to find a cure, and aww, cute kittens. And also, Spot is an iguana now. The virus is not present in the kittens because of the recent birth, so Alyssa may be the key to curing everyone. But trouble with the engines sends them to engineering, and please don't be a giant spider, please don't be a giant spider, please don't be a giant spider. Eek!
What was that?
I believe it was Lieutenant Barclay.
Okay, burn down the whole ship, and I think Picard agrees. They locate Alyssa, who's auditioning for Planet of the Apes, and she can be used to cure everyone, but Worf is trying to bust in.
What do you think he wants?
Cookies? A hug? Oh, he wants sexy times with Deanna. Data makes a Deanna-scented candle, which Picard uses to lure Worf away from the door, but he's kind of fast and Picard gets stuck in the turbo lift, so has to pull a die-hard. Picard electrocutes Worf as Alyssa is restored to normal, so Picard huddles down as Data cures the rest of the ship, and turns out Beverly treating Barclay's flu caused the whole thing. Because what happened was a brand new disease, Beverly names it after Barclay. Okay, let's just take a moment to process. What was that? It's very similar to Voyager's Threshold, Enterprise's Extinction, and also has a bit of macrocosm in it. And let's face it, none of those episodes are rated favourably, which is probably why Genesis won the Spock's Brain Award for Worst Episode. It's all a bit silly really, but it's better than Threshold and Extinction, so at least that's something? I'm also getting a little naked time/naked now from it, so it's kind of a hodgepodge of different things. And let's face it, the result isn't great. I'm relieved nothing happened to the kittens like I thought it was going to, and the spot iguana was cute. But honestly, I've not got much more to say on this one. It's just some silly nonsense to pass 45 minutes. But the practical effects were solid, so good for them. So there you have it. That was Genesis. If there's an episode of Star Trek you'd like me to cover, pop it down in the comments below or come say hi on social media. If you enjoyed this video, then please hit that like button, it really does mean a lot, or consider subscribing if you want to be assimilated into my channel. Alternatively, feel free to check out my other YouTube channels. Thank you so much for watching, I'll speak to you soon, and live long and prosper.